Hello, good day and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be looking at the straight line under coordinate geometry. The question here says find the equation of a straight line perpendicular to the line 3x plus 2y is equal to 1 and passes through the points 3 for x and -7 for y. Now, for us to solve this, first of all, we are going to find the gradient or the slope of this line. Don't forget, the equation of the line we want to look for is perpendicular. That is, the line is perpendicular to this particular line. So first of all, let's find the let's find the slope of this line. So that line is given by 3x plus 2y is equal to 1. For us to find the gradient of this line, we have to first of all make y the subject of the formula. So in order to make y the subject of the formula, let's leave y on this left hand side and write it as 2y is equal to, let's take this positive 3x to the right hand side. It becomes negative 3x, and then this is positive 1. It remains on this side as positive 1. Then now, to make y the subject of the formula, we're going to divide each of the term by 2 because we have 2y here. So in order to make y stand alone, we divide each of the term by 2. That is like dividing both sides by 2. So when we divide both sides by 2, we'll have y on this side because the 2 we cancel 2. And then dividing this by 2 means we can also divide each of these term by 2. So I have negative 3 over 2 when I divide this one by 2, and then don't forget the x is there, and then plus 1 divided by 2. Don't forget this right hand side divided by 2 also means dividing each of the term on the right hand side by 2 as we have. So if we look at this equation now, we have made y the subject of the formula, and then we can now compare it. We can compare now. Can compare this equation that we have with the equation of a straight line in the slope form. That is y is equal to mx plus c. So if you compare these two equations, this one that we have made y the subject of the formula, and this one that is the slope form of a line. Now if we compare them, you see that this c is 1 over 2, which is half. You can see x is here, and the term attached to x here, which is m, means the slope. So the slope here, m, is represented by this negative 3 over 2. You can see y is on this side. So the slope m represents this value that we have before x, and then this is half as c. So that tells us that the slope, which is m, when we compare these two equations, the slope, which is m here, is the same thing as negative 3 over 2. So that means this is the slope of the line. This negative 3 over 2 is the slope of a line. Now, don't forget that the equation of the line that I want to look for, that line that I want to look for, is perpendicular to this original line given to us in the question. So when two lines are perpendicular, we can take this slope as m1. So when two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slope, let's call it m1, which is this slope, multiplied by the other slope, m2. Sorry for that. We have m1, which is this slope that we have here, and m2, which is the new line. And when we multiply the two slopes, because they are perpendicular, when we multiply them, it will give us -1. So when two lines are perpendicular, the product of their slope is -1. So if m1 is negative 3 over 2, as we have it there, negative 3 over 2 as m1, and then multiply by m2, which is what we are looking for now, the slope of the new line that we're looking for, and that should be equal to -1. So if we divide both sides by negative 3/2, we'll be left negative 3/2. We cancel negative 3/2 here, and we'll be left with m2, and that will be equal to the negative 1 that we have here, all divided by the negative 3/2. So this negative sign will cancel the negative sign, and then we can now have finally our m2 as this negative 1 over negative 3/2 simply means the inverse of 3/2. Don't forget, when we're looking for inverse, we simply take 1 over that number. So if we simplify this, or in a short form, we take the inverse of 3/2 because the negative sign has cancelled now. We take the inverse of 3/2, it becomes 2/3. So whether it's simplifying this or simply taking the inverse of 3/2, which gave you 2/3, you have your m2 as the slope of the new line that we're looking for. And now don't forget that the point from the question that we have, the point on the new line that we're looking for is this point that you can see here. Coordinate 3 for x and coordinate -7 for y. So if we bring that point here now, I'll take the point as 3 and then -7. That is the point. This is the point on the new line that want to find the equation. So since we have this point now, what we need to do next is to use this slope. Don't forget, the line passes through this point, and this is the slope of the new line. So don't forget that the slope of a line can be given as m is equal to y minus y1 all over x minus x1. So this is the formula for the slope of a line. So with y1, don't forget this is x1 from the point given to us. This is x1 and this is y1. So 3 is the x1 and -7 is y1. So from there now, we can substitute values to look for the slope of the new line. So don't forget the slope of the new line as we have obtained here, which is m2, is 2/3. So in place of this m, we present our slope as 2/3. That is 2/3 as the slope of the new line that we're looking for. And that will be equal to y. Y is a letter there, and then minus y1. The value of y1 is -7, so -7. So y minus the y1, which is -7. Then all over x minus x1. x1 is 3, which is written there. So we can now cross multiply. Cross multiply means this 2 multiplies what we have here, and this 3 multiplies what we have here. So we can write this 3 to multiply this. This becomes 3. This becomes 3. Or multiply by this y, negative becomes positive. So it becomes y plus 7. And that will be equal to 2 is coming to multiply this denominator. So I have 2 bracket open x minus 3. So if I expand my bracket now, what do I have next? 3 multiplied by y is 3y. 3 multiplied by 7 is 21. And that will be equal to 2 multiplied by x is 2x. 2 multiplied by -3 is -6. So if I collect like terms now, I can decide to leave this 3y here, 3y, and then bring positive 2x to this side, becomes -2x. And that will be equal to the positive 21 can come to this side. We have -6 here. So the positive 21, if it comes to this side, becomes -21. And then on a final note, I can simplify this and simply write it as 3y minus 2x is equal to -21. 7. But if I decide to rearrange it such that x comes first, I can take this x to this side, bring the negative 27 to this side. It becomes positive 27. That's this negative 27 coming to this side, become positive 27, and is equal to negative 2x goes to this side, becomes positive 2x, and then positive 3y comes to this side, it becomes negative 3y. So this is the final answer, which can also be written by writing the right hand side first. So I can also decide to write the right hand side first, which is 2x minus 3y, and then before the left hand side, which is equal to 27. So this is the equation of the line. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel so that you can get more video like this. Thank you, and see you in the next video.